Evet, herkese merhaba. The Last Door Sezon 2'nin 3. bölümüyle kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Devam edelim. Evet, previously on The Last Door. A necessary step to understanding the mysterious disappearance of Dr. Wakefield's patient, Jeremiah Dewitt, the doctor and his colleague Johann Kaufman visited the manor of Professor Wright. Years before, Wright had been Kaufman's mentor in the occult, but since then had been afflicted with a mental condition and could remember nothing. They discovered that Wright's research had been funded by the Playwright, the secret organization led by Alexandre Dupre. While Kaufman lay in bed due to a sudden illness, Wakefield followed the clues left by the eccentric Professor Wright, leading to the darkness of an underground labyrinth. There was something waiting down there, alive but imprisoned in the cave. In the deepest chamber of the tunnel, Wakefield met the dreadful result of Professor Wright's final experiment, which had been an attempt to cross the last door using fear as the key. The lurking fear. Kıps kıps. For 3 days, you must wait. Alone amongst these dead stones. Only then will you be ready. Yanlış dur. To complete your journey, Mr. Ashdown. Think I can remember. It's terrible read. But it was not that of an animal. There was something human in it. A desperate cry for forgiveness. They found me on the beach, unconscious, clutching the piece of wood that had saved me from drowning. When at last I awoke, the letter was waiting on my table. Liebe Wakefield, I write this letter in my last moments of lucidity. I have not received word from you since I regained consciousness, but I am confident that you will soon return with information that is crucial to our investigation. The bravery that you demonstrated in the face of these latest discoveries is worthy of my most sincere admiration. The admiration. I must now ask you for yet more courage. The doctors were unable to determine the cause of my sudden illness, nor have they found a cure. I have not much time left. My greatest regret is that I must abandon you to the difficult tasks that lie ahead. I implore you to persevere. Now that we are so close to finding an answer. The professor's documents were filled with references to a place of dark legend, the Kronmedan, an ancient sanctuary on the island of Ellismore. The exact location of the Kronmedan has been lost, but the professor believed that its secrets may explain why his experiments met with such disastrous results. You must find this place, my friend. I do not need to remind you to exercise the uttermost discretion. I have complete trust in you. Always your friend, Johann Kaufmann. With Kaufman gone, I found myself lost, my life suddenly devoid of meaning. I was as though my friend had written a letter to a person who no longer existed. Weeks passed, maybe months. I did not count the time, but the day came when I realized there was no other option. To honor my friend's memory, I had to keep looking. I had to find Jeremiah DeWitt. Wherever he was. I can see the island in the distance. Ellismore. Season 2, Episode 3, The Reunion. And here we are, the island of Ellismore. Thank you very much. Ellismore. According to Kaufman's letter, the legendary Kronmedan can be found here. As Kaufman emphasized, I must exercise discretion. For all I know, the playwright is watching. Good evening. Resident, I hope you enjoy your stay. Good evening. My name is Wakefield. I have just arrived on the island. You ought to speak with Lord Donnan, then. I beg your pardon? Lord Donnan. You should see him. Good evening. Welcome to Alice Moor. Ladies, bilmiyormuştum. Excuse me. A visitor. Is the most welcome in Alice Moor. Yes, they are. Bakın size bir şey diyeyim, bu bölümü çok hatırlamıyorum. Hatta neredeyse hiç hatırlamıyorum. It looks like the gate has been broken for some time now. Biraz ortama bakalım. An abandoned wheel, a peculiar cog is attached to it. Based on the cog's workmanship, it looks like it was part of a complex industrial mechanism, but someone has tried to fit it crudely onto that broken bicycle wheel. How on earth did it come to be in a village like this? Hayat. Door is locked. Eh? Bak postacı geliyor. Mesaj veriyor. To our most recent visitor, Mr. Wakefield, it is it is customary in Iris Moor to welcome strangers with hospitality. I should be honored if you would accept this invitation to join me at my manor for dinner and amiable conversation. Your new friend, Lord Donnan. Oo, buralar varmış. Donnan. Well, Dr. Wakefield, you are here on holiday then. Yes, indeed. I have come to enjoy a rest somewhere far from the stresses of city life. Oh, I see. Well, if it's distractions you come looking for, you've chosen the right time of year for it. These days we celebrate a very special tradition of our kin, something unique. We call it the Festival of Reunion. Fascinating. May I ask what does it entail? According to tradition, for the next 3 nights, the spirits of reunion leave the confines of the other side and roam the hills of Iris Moor. We wear costumes and masks so that the spirits will not recognize us and make us the targets of their mischief. Certain rites take place too, but I should not bore you with the details. You shall have occasion to see for yourself. Öyle sen tehlikeli birine benziyor. Biz böyle çok Netflix filmi izledik. Exotic blend of black tea. A large statue of a person. It is so eroded by the passage of time, it is difficult to tell any specific detail. Pipsi mi düşmüş? There are two engraved panels on the wall. They appear to be ancient, but I cannot decipher their meaning. An odd mosaic adorns the floor. It depicts two snakes biting each other. Yiyişmek gibi mi? Grave panels. Do these panels on the wall represent a classical theme? I cannot seem to place it. They are the panels of the first king of Irismore. In the days of the Druids, we worshipped the great god Lugh, and our kings did right by those beliefs. Well, I cannot help noticing this remarkable mosaic. Looks authentic. Yes, it is. Although some historians might disagree, we believe that this manor was built atop an ancient Roman villa. In our traditions, the double serpent represents a sentinel that protects us from the terrible threat hidden within itself. The statue is remarkable. May I ask what it represents? It, it is Lugh Lamfada, a hero and king of our myths. You seem to be knowledgeable about Irismore's folklore. I should very much like to learn about the island's history in more detail. It is true that we in Irismore cleave to the ancient traditions. We haven't lost touch like some of those on the mainland. But I am no expert. If you are really interested, you should talk to Miss Foster. Please forgive my indiscretion, but do you consider yourself a religious man, Dr. Wakefield? No, I don't. You seem so certain. Might I ask why? My only faith is the belief that all phenomena can be explained through rational inquiry. Everything else is mere superstition, a result of fear of the unknown. Oh, I see. Let us take a walk by the lake. From there we can see the beauty of the island as we talk, and be the better of it. The marsh in this valley is, for simpletons, a wellspring of frightful tales. The educated among us enjoy the tales as little more than distractions, knowing us safe from those visions. We know these stories to be nothing but superstition. But how can we be so sure that in the dense mist that emanates from the stagnant water, we may not find passages to other worlds? What if the wails that drift from the reeds in the darkest of nights are the songs of those from our worst nightmares? Many of the gods that men worshipped for millennia now lie buried in the common grave of oblivion. In Irismore, we keep our traditions alive. Oh, they change, just as the times do, but they always keep their essence. These are our roots, Doctor. I must now take my leave, as my presence is required to start rites of reunion. Feel free to continue your walk on your own. The village can be found just beyond those hills. As I mentioned earlier, you may wish to speak with Miss Foster. She is something of a resident expert on Irismore's history. She can often be found working late at the school, the building right across from the quay. It has been a pleasure meeting you. Şey yapsa suya atlıyormuş düşsene. Ve soyunup suya atlıyor. Beni çağırıyorlar diye. Farewell, Dr. Wakefield. It has been a pleasure, Dr. Don. It has been a pleasure, Lord Donnan. Herkes doktor profesörüm diyor. Bir an ağzım bu tarafa gitti. Yalnız farewell deyince şey oldu, böyle veda edermiş gibi oldu. Hani muhtemelen en az bir kere daha karşılaşacağız. An old barrel lies stranded on the shore. A painted label reads, "Mineral oil. It is sealed." Bunun kapağını açmalı bir şeyler yapacağız herhalde. Haydi hayırlısı. Village Hills. Çünkü yeni adres. Şimdi bakalım neler var. Burası, direkt burası. Aha. Excuse me. Hey. Hello, my name is Wakefield. Oi. What are you drawing on the ground? It's a symbol, not a drawing. A symbol, what does it mean? It's the final truth that will protect us from the marsh dwellers, but we're not allowed to say its name out loud. The marsh dwellers? Who are they? They're scary. My Aunt Kathleen says they were really bad people. You'd never see them, but you'd hear them in the reeds. They try to take you in there with them. That's why we can't come here alone. We always have to take someone with us. I must go now. Goodbye. Farewell. What the shit? A huge hole lies in front of me. An ominous, chilling draft issues from within that sends shivers down my spine and makes me very uneasy. To a superstitious mind, it might seem like a passage to another world. Anca Underworld olur bundan yani. This place appears to be the remnants of an ancient temple to some unknown deity. Var mı dokunabileceğimiz? Yok gibi. Broken old fence. Burada başka bir şey yok. Village'a geri dönüyorum o zaman. A small mausoleum. The door has a small slot. I might be able to peer through it. Inside, a candle provides dim light. I can make out a statue of a hooded man. I can also hear someone whispering. No, can't die yet. Not without knowledge. Is it so terribly unthinkable to truly understand the gods? How can we live only on fate? No, shut up. Knowledge is what I pursue, not fate, nor assumptions. No, no man can face that, believing there is nothing on the other side. Yes, you're right. Now I understand. But I don't. The man hides his face behind a fox mask. He murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. Bunlar sallanıyordu falan bir şeyler oluyordu galiba. The woman hides her face behind a bull mask. She murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. Wolf. The man hides his face behind a deer mask. I believe they were burying mirrors in a hole in the ground. What a peculiar tradition. Man, his face hidden by a wolf mask, stands in the middle. There's something familiar about him. Ha, burası okul galiba. A trash bin filled with papers. There's a drawing on one. Oh, it's a child's drawing. There seems to be a village, a lake, and some sort of creature. Bu not mu var? Paper with black circles painted on it. There's some kind of worm screw inside, the remains of an insect beside it, and some drawings engraved on the desk. I will take the drive with me. It may prove itself useful. A shelf of handmade books with unfamiliar titles. Most of them concern strange rites. The scriptures on the wall. Hear the Cthulhu's call. Do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do do. They'll dance around the barrow. They're saying, "It's cold inside as winter. Don't get too close. Don't get too close, or else they'll pull you in." Good evening. To what to what do I owe the pleasure? I'm a busy woman, as you can see. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I have come to Iris Moor to rest for a while. Lord Donnan said that I might find you here. Have you met Lord Donnan? It has been so long since I have seen him here in the village. I hope he is well. uh, Kead Mille Failte, Dr. Wakefield. Welcome to Iris Moor. Lord Donnan. So, you have not seen Lord Donnan lately? As far as I know, no one has seen him since, well, it's been a few weeks. Now that the festival started, maybe he'll be motivated to join us in the village. Now, what can you tell me about this curious festival? Well, it takes place when the constellation reunion is visible in the sky. On those nights, dark things and spirits ride the winds that travel across the hills. As you may have already seen, at sunset, the villagers don masks. They do this so that the spirits will not know them or carry them away to the depths of their underground caves. Did something happen a few weeks ago? Oh, sure, it was truly terrible. Kieran, his only child, disappeared without a trace. He went off to play in the hills and just vanished. No one has seen him since. Good Lord. And you say he has not been found yet? How is that possible? We all searched the island, but he was nowhere to be found. What can you tell me about Kieran's disappearance? Hey, neither the uyak var. Just that, just that he was a restless child who loved exploring desert areas. You might learn more from his classmates. His desk was in the back corner. People at the graveyard. There was a group of masked people at the graveyard. Was that part of the festival? Yes, that was one of the first rites of the reunion. A very important one. As I said, people dress up to protect themselves from those that will come. But this is not enough. Since since the mirrors they have looked into while changing know their identities, they bury them next to the old Fairnog. The roots of this tree grow in both worlds at the same time, so they keep the witness mirrors safe. Peki. Iris Moore's traditions. Lord Donald said you're an expert on the island's folklore. He said that, did he? Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert now, but I've lived here in Moor longer than most, and I've heard my fair share of stories about the other side and its people. May I ask you a question, Miss Foster? Yes, of course. Do you know the meaning of the word Kronmidan? Yes, it's a very unusual word. Very much indeed. The Kronmidan is the sanctuary of the Crooked One. It is a cursed place, the dwelling of the devil. I recall it from the tales that I heard as a child. Of course, our elders only made up those tales to scare us and protect us from harm. Would you tell me the story of the Chronomedan? All right. There's a hole in the ground up in the hills, not too far from the village. A hole so dark and deep you'd not see the end. Folks around here believe there lies an old serpent at its depths, ravenous for flesh, the crooked one. Long ago, our ancestors threw livestock into the pit in the hope of placating the crooked one's hunger. Pardon, öksürük krizi gelince ekstradan bastım. Neyse. So perhaps it would be best if you did not approach the hole. Herhalde birileri düşmüş. It is said that the last heir of the late Saint isimler çok acayip ya. Late Saint once defied the crooked one by approaching the rim with an iron amulet in her hand. It is general knowledge that beings from the other side detest iron, so the cursing and the shouting of the young Lacent received no immediate answer. But a few nights later, the Lacent house was consumed in a horrific blaze, putting an end to the old family. Wow. I must leave now. It has been a pleasure. The pleasure was mine. Enjoy your time on Iris Moor. Bayağı cayır cayır yakmışlar. Ayıp. Burası burasıymış. Sese bak. All the villagers are gone. Ve kimseler yokken bakabileceğimiz yerler varsa biraz bakalım ya da şu dalgaların sesine mi bakalım ya? Ama şişe. A bottle is floating on the water. It is caught in the seaweed, just out of reach. I think there's something inside. Bunu böyle yaptıramıyor muyuz? Ha, bir yerden sopa bulacağız. The door is locked. Herkes burada değil mi ya? Yok. Yine buraya geldik. Bu portmantoyu falan alamıyor muyuz? Bunu alsak teker atsak. Empty dog house. Nothing has slept here in many years. Burada bir şey olmuş. An old rowboat filled with stale water. Something sticking out of the water. Ha. A worn-out umbrella. It doesn't look like it will rain anytime soon, but there might be a purpose for it. Yalnız görüntü çok acayip ya. Bakın bu nereye çıkıyor? Çok iyi. Çünkü geri dönmek istiyordum. Acaba bunu şişeye almak için kullanabilir miyiz? Sonuçta şemsiye uzanmasıyla bilinir. Kancale yiyor. Kancale yiyor. A paper is rolled up inside a bottle. Gods remain silent as the fog settles. We may look for the king beyond the clouds, but find the queen with a fiery crown. Peki. Nereye gidelim? Deliye gidelim. Böyle yine biraz garip oldu ama. Blue and yellow purple hills. Bak mesela şeyi bilmiyordum ben. Eminem'in o şarkısındaki Purple Hills, Purple Pills'mış aslında. Öyle ufak bir kelime oyunu varmış. Ee, did you know Kiran? He was nice, but he didn't want to play much. He was mostly for going in the hills by himself. Was Kiran not afraid? No, he said he had seen them and that they were not as scary as Aunt says. I think that is why they took him. You think the marsh dwellers took him? Yes, for sure. Before he disappeared, he said he found a treasure, a disc with a beautiful drawing. He took it from the Old house in the hills. Maybe the marsh dwellers wanted it. Peki bu o olabilir mi? I found it drawing at the school. Is it yours? Yeah, no, Kin painted a long time ago. The drawing is Kieran's. There could be a clue here of his whereabouts. What is this? That's the burrow of the hill. That one up there. But you can't get too close. The crook one sleeps at the bottom. Is this the village? Yes, and the Fairnog tree in the graveyard. That tree gives me the chills these nights. On reunion, they got them little lanterns on it, and they look like evil eyes staring into you. What is this? That's the crooked one. They say a villager defied it, and the next day her house was burned to the ground. They say it was the crooked one paying her back. That's that's the house where Kieran found the treasure. Do you know how to get to there? Sure, it's easy. Solitary house. Solitary house. Aha, Vicar boy. A vicar statue sporting a pair of animal horns. The twigs look fresh. This must be the house that the child was telling me about. Kieran was here just before his disappearance. Mailbox. The envelope is very old. It is stamped returned and there's a letter inside. My dear cousin, I am doing poorly. I would ask that you not call upon me here at Iris Moor. Not now, nor ever again. Please keep grandmother's ring. I believe that she would have wanted you to have it. Yours faithfully, Bridget. There's something else in the envelope. An iron ring. And nothing more. O zaman içeri girelim. Aha! A metal trapdoor. It seems to lead to some sort of basement. Bir de açıldı. I think this basement might have once housed a library. It looks like it was not burned as badly as the rest of the house. Even so, little here remains intact. Remains of the books scorched by the fire. Most of the pages are ashy or blackened, so the text is illegible. A common carpenter's brace. A tool like this would be used for drilling holes in wood. To be useful later. This table has been upended. An ornate chest is inside untouched by the fire. It was probably opened long after the inferno died down. There is a diary inside. Oh, oradan onu aldım, buradan bunu aldım. Ah. It is signed Bridget Lacent. Several pages towards the end are missing. 7 August 1801. Words cannot express the gratitude that I feel for Aunt May's bequest. May her dear soul rest in peace. This house is just what I needed to still my nerves after the exhausting pace of life in Dublin. 10 September 1801. I would not have thought to find such a remarkable library hidden away in the basement. It includes several magnificent tomes on the most picturesque customs of our land. 23rd September 1801. I found Aunt May's diaries next to an odd iron disc, but the contents of the diaries were appalling. What could have happened that dear old mare would write such things? The damnable place that she speaks of. I must know if it really exists. I am resolved to investigate our family's crypt. It would be prudent to wait until dusk before traveling to the Northern Cape so as to not be seen. 25th September 1801. The abbey was in such a state of decay that it was nearly impossible to find a mural painting in the dark. Fortunately, a dim light happened to shine through a gap in a wall, illuminating the face of the sentinel. I believe Aunt May's iron disc is needed to open the secret passage. 10th October 1801. Is this the legacy of the Lacent? I can stand to bear it no longer. Fire will put an end to this blasphemy and cleanse the land of our family's curse. And should the fire prove insufficient, may this testimony serve as warning. Oh, neler neler. Miss Layson must have found something abhorrent in her family's crypt. If I could find out what it was, I may learn more about the Kronemeden. My intuition tells me that I must act tonight, or else it'll be too late. No, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, doom, doom, doom. This side of the basement seems to have collapsed during the fire. It looks like some sort of makeshift pad. Was Kieran sleeping in this terrible, lonely place? Buralara gidilmiyor. Biri kapağı üstümüze kapatsa ya bir daha çıkamazsak buradan. O siktir. The Vicar statue is burning. Who did this? Yaşlı abi. Vicar statue stands like a silent guard. Its presence makes me uncomfortable, as though I have trespassed on forbidden grounds. This must be the old abbey that Bridget Lesson described in her diary. Could the Crown meeting be here? Bridget mentioned a dim light, but I see only darkness. Hayır. Burada tıklayacak bir şey yok. Biraz daha bakınalım. The dome appears to be Roman in origin. It is in better condition than the other ruins. Tamam ama bu hala bana bir şey vermiyor. Burada bir şey bulmamız lazım. Yani çok ilginç. Şeydeydi galiba o. Hills'teydi değil mi? Buradan çıkınca. I may be able to drill a hole in the barrel using this brace. Now that there's a hole in the barrel, I just have to push the bottle in a bit and I managed to fill it with oil. Çok iyi. Tamam. Peki ne yapacağız şimdi? Aha. It's the drawing of some sort of spiked circle. Is it the sun or something else? The child that I spoke with earlier seems to have left his mask here. There's a ribbon hanging from it. Lan pushed. This is the ribbon. Yeah. Ama ben imam mı? Ben inandı. There's a ribbon. Tamam. Oradan da ebesin şeyine kadar uçmasın ya. Lighthouse in the distance. Teşekkürler. A red ribbon. I think it was part of the child's mask that was left behind in the hills. Burada tıklanacak başka bir şey var mı? Yok. It may have provided the light that Bridget spoke of in her diary, but the lamp is off. I wonder if it has been abandoned. Tamam, ona da bakalım. Önce maskeyi alalım. Maskeyi alamıyoruz galiba. Bir bölümüne bağlayabiliyor muyuz? Bağlayamıyoruz ha. Kimse hala burada değil. Gel bakalım. Lighthouse'a bakalım o zaman. Peki. What a ghastly costume. This wicker man is in the shape of a hangman. This tree looks like it has been dead for a long time. No one is answering. Bu arada şeydir, gördüğüm en rezil konser olayıdır. Ve ne kaçtı? 2010 olması lazım. 2010 ya da 2011. Unirock kapsamında Gravedigger geldi Türkiye'ye. Galiba ilk defa. Gündüz sahneye çıktılar. Bence ayıptı. Gravedigger gibi bir gruba. Ballad of a Hangman söylediler ve Hangman'e herkes, ya da bazı kişiler diye bağırdı. Bazıları headbang diye bağırdı ve rezaletti yani. Bilmiyorsan dinle arkadaş. Ne höykürüyor. Someone is inside. Maybe I could make some kind of noise to attract their attention. Şey yapalım. Kundaklayalım. A wide copper pipe runs from the tower to the ground. It is covered in salt and seaweed. Işığı kapattı. Evde yokuz. Sounds like it attracted someone's attention downstairs. Good evening. Would you happen to be the lighthouse keeper? My name is Wakefield. A stranger. And what would he want from me? I'm a visitor to Islesmore. This lighthouse caught my eye. And since the start you thought it to be abandoned? Well, it's not. Even though I can barely see a thing, this is my house. Why is the lighthouse lamp not lit? Is it not dangerous for the ships? Do not let it concern you. Many years ago, the sea lanes were altered. To avoid this coast. Now it's rare indeed to see a ship in these waters. After the accident, the lighthouse was never repaired. An accident? What happened? I was checking the lenses because the failure looked so very strange, and I was worried. All of a sudden, the light must have turned on. I was blinded and can see nothing but fleeting shapes ever since. Was there a failure in the mechanism? Precisely that. One stormy afternoon, I suddenly heard a strong noise up in the lightroom. The clockwork mechanism had stopped working and the lamp was off. I had never seen a failure like that. I could not get the lighthouse working again. Has nobody else tried to fix the lamp since? No, no one in the village is interested. For them, the more isolated Islesmore is, the better. They do not care about ships or accidents, especially Lord Donnan. He sees anything coming from outside of the island as a threat. I understand. Do you know anything about the disappearance of Lord Donnan's son? A tragedy it was. A strange one, but a tragedy nonetheless. What was so strange about Kieran's disappearance? I just find it a bit suspicious that it happened so close to the reunion. It is too easy to be keeping secrets during the festival, being how everyone is afraid of leaving the village those nights. What do you mean? Look, folks here are too gullible. They will do anything to protect themselves from their strange fears. They will not eat corn, nor drink milk, or they'll dig graves for their mirrors. And, of course, they will avoid standing near a fear too long because, though the fiends cannot touch the tree, they're attracted to the smell of its resin. But surely it's all nonsense. Look, it's really easy to prove it all wrong. Just don't follow the rituals. You're a stranger to our ways, but have you seen any of the things I mentioned? Well, I did see a group of people in the village burying mirrors. Exactly. What do you think would happen if you unburied those mirrors? That a band of goblins will come out of the marshes to steal them? Nothing but nonsense. What of Kieran's disappearance then? Well, I'll admit I'm not sure what happened to the boy, but one thing I'm sure of, this festival of reunion is nothing but a farce, and it would be just so easy to prove it. I would like to visit the light room anyway. May I go upstairs and see the light room? Even though the lamp is off, I should like to take a view of the surrounding countryside. Well, I do not think you will see anything really, but if you are so interested, yes, I guess you may. I must go. Thank you for the pleasant conversation. I must go. Sip of water. Ah. I should like to visit the light room now, if I may. Yes, yes, you already have my permission. It looks like the lighthouse's electric lamp battery slot. It looks like the lamp is lit by some sort of electric switch. However, its battery is flat. Perhaps I can find a way to recharge the battery. Böyle değil. The clockwork mechanism that causes the lamp's reflector to spin. However, I think that something is missing. It could do with some oiling as well. There is a little hole in the tank, and the oil is leaking. The mechanism will not work properly unless I fix it. Ribbon. Now I can oil the mechanism without worrying about it leaking. The mechanism has been thoroughly oiled, but something is still missing. Bu mu? Yok. Bu olabilir mi? The cog was the missing piece of the mechanism. It has been replaced and the mechanism has been well oiled. It was easy to wind and now it is back to life. Bir de batarya yapabilirsek, şarjlayabilirsek. Bu tam olarak ne yapabileceğimi çıkaramadım. Looks like some kind of dynamo. It seems to need charging. Ne yapalım? Geri dönelim. Bir yolunu buluruz artık. Tekerlek vardı. Tekerlekle şarjlarız belki. Dur bakayım. Bununla konuşabiliyor muyum? It cannot be. I never thought I would hear the rhythm of my beloved lighthouse working again. You don't know how grateful I am. For years I've longed to hear those marvelous sounds. Dayı iki çıkıp eleseydin. Memories of better times. But the light is still yet to be lit, I'm afraid. Ah, that battery. Have you got it charged already? I used to have a crank I would use on it every night, but since the loss of my sight, I have lost track of it. Ben bu dayıya crank'i nereden bulacağım? Böyle garip işler. Şimdi biraz düşünelim. Nereye gideriz, ne yaparız? Bir planımız olmalı. Solitary House'da bir şey yok. Buraya baktık. Hills tarafında da bir şey yok. Old Abbey'de de bir şey yok. Village'a da Donnan Manor. Bu ikisinden birine bakabiliriz. Önce bir Donnan Manor'a bakalım. Sonuçta şeyin yeri. Oo, bayağı girişli mi düştü? Heykelli mi heykelli? Bu tarafa bakabiliyor muyuz? Burada bisiklet var. It's a safety bicycle. I still do not understand how they managed to keep balance with such small wheels. It looks quite new, but its chain is broken. 'Cause I'm broken. I may find a way to fix this chain. Olabilir. The mill wheel. Something is preventing it from spinning. The ring is perfectly on the chain. The ring fits perfectly on the chain. I'm sorry to use British grandmother's ring in such manner. Still, maybe now I can get the bicycle to work. The tires are too threadbare. I don't see how I can ride it safely, but at least the chain rotates. Bir şey oldu. What was that sound? Buna takabiliyor muyum? That bicycle is fixed. If I attach one of its cogs to the battery's dynamo, I may be able to provide it with a charge. I managed to charge the battery by attaching the dynamo to the bicycle's cog. Tamam. Ne yapıyorum dayı ya? A steady mechanism runs from the mill wheels shaft into the building. It seems to be lacking a small piece. Bunu da buraya mı takacağız? Mechanism works properly now. Haydi içeri girelim. Her şeyi dışarıda yaptık ha. Kieran's playroom is written on the door in hand-painted letters. The door is locked. Noise of the swing, gently being moved by the wind, is the only thing breaking the silence. Words of violence breaks the silence. Na na na na na na na na na na. Roman statue lies shattered on the ground. To destroy such an ancient statue, could this really be part of the festival? Şimdi peki bu ne demek? Biz gidemiyoruz mu demek? Yok. Hopefully the battery has enough charge to keep the lighthouse lit for a few hours. Sen bir şey demiyorsun. Oh. Strongly built lighthouse. Just like blah blah blah. This wicker man has been set on fire too. Who keeps doing this? Aslında bu şey gibi, buradaki işim bitti gibi bir izlenim veriyor. Buradan başka yapacak bir şey yok. The rope gave way just as I passed. Old Abbey'de mi görmüştük bir de? Ha, burada mevzuyu çözmemişiz. Burada bir şey var. Tabii artık etrafı görebiliyoruz. Origin. Bunun sanki onun bir konu yardımcı olması gerekiyor artık. The license revealed the mural painting on the stones, just as it did for Brigitte nearly a century ago. According to the diary, the light from the lighthouse revealed the eyes of the sentinel. A pair of evil eyes seemed to glitter in the dark. The mouth of the sentinel is wide open. E yani bunu ne yapıyoruz? Ne yapacak bir şey bulmamız gerekiyor. Hmm. Ama ne yapacağız? Ha, şimdi bir geri dönelim. Aklıma bir şey geldi. Acaba bu Lighthouse'dan gelen ışığı yansıtmak için çocukların gömdüğü şeyi kullanabilir miyiz? Neredeydi bu çocuklar? Buradaydı değil mi? I'm not too sure about this. Ya al gitsin. Videomuz hala burada mı? Şeyleri sorabilir miyiz ya? Böyle böyle bir şeyler falan. Aha yok. What was that? Şey mi kırıldı? Ha. Yes, tamamen karanlık. Vıdı yapıyor. Ardından koşuyor. Açık. Yoksa sen Kieran mısın? Ornate lever is built on into the wall. DP. A painted man-sized wooden doll. It represents an old lady. Nani? Something's underneath the mask. Ha. Bu bahsettikleri disk. An old iron disc. A drawing of a spiked circle is engraved on it. Aa, aynı şekil. Bir saniye. Devam edelim. Dolaşan... Abi bu ne? I can hear something wandering in the dark. I can see a deformed shadow in there. Writhing and fidgeting. I cannot get any closer. Ne yapacağız? Diski atsam kafasına olmuyor mu? Maske. Duvarda bir şey yapabiliyor muyuz? Duvarda da bir şey yapamıyoruz. VP. Spin me right round baby. Right round. Like a record baby. Right round round round. Acaba diski o duvardaki yansımada mı kullanacağız? Ne bileyim, aklıma başka bir şey gelmedi. Biz oldu abi. Burayı hala bitiremedik. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Aha. Zaten yapılacak tek şeymiş. The hidden entrance is open now. What was that sound? Hep böyle oluyor. Bir şeyler oynuyor bizim tarafımızda ama başka tarafta da bir şeyler oynuyor. Oh, the tunnel descends deep into the earth. Will I find the Latent crypt at the bottom or something? Dear God, I'm reeling. Kaufman, my friend, your faith in me was misplaced. I cannot. No, I will persevere. Sık dişini. Güçlü ol, bırakma kendini. Bırakma. Bırakma. Some old pages lie haphazardly on the coffin lid. It is as though they had been dropped here from the upper hill long ago. They bear faint notes written in a trembling hand. Down in this unholy burrow, in the feared Kron Meaden, our worst nightmares crawl and die. Resting down here are the dauntless, those who dared enter the lair of the snake and the bird. Each of those men and women crossed the path between. They walked through the mist to the other side, where the ultimate truth screams in terror. And then they returned. These are my ancestors. Amongst the dead stones of the Kronemiden lie the proud Lacent, reduced to something far worse than dust or ashes. Could that blasphemy in the coffin be Aunt May's true legacy? No, I shall not accept this fate for myself. The engraving on the coffin is so badly eroded that the name is barely readable. Mayor Lacent. Money? Seekers of the truth will sacrifice their wisdom. So to open the way to where the fair nog blooms. Your offspring we welcome its hidden threats. Only the light of your sign will carry its purge. Evet. The adventure continues in sezon finale. Evet, bu da böyle bir bölümdü. İlginç bir bölümdü. Ancak David'i bulduk ve bundan sonrasında ne olacağını bir sonraki bölümde göreceğiz. Gerçekten ilginçti. Yine bölümü beğendiyseniz bir like atmayı, hala abone değilseniz abone olmayı ve arkadaşlarınıza bu kanaldan bahsetmeyi unutmayınız. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere.